everybody, and welcome. Hope everybody's doing well. Get ready for the weekend. Ray here. If you have used Ampire over the last several years, you've probably noticed that there hasn't been quite a significant change in updates to the software or any of the tools that are available to you, such as the different amplifiers, the cabinets, the pedals, the effects. About 5 or 6 years ago, when I started using Studio One, Ampire came as a part of the package. It was pretty cool because at that time there weren't a lot of options for guitar simulations. At least I thought that you got some pretty cool stuff. If you didn't want to record right through your cabinet, you could use some of the stuff in Ampire as an option. Had some cool bass features, guitar stuff, and a few options in terms of mic placement and different types of mics and stuff that you could use. It was kind of cool back then. Fast forward to 2020 now, and you have a lot of the different stuff from JST, Joey Sturgis. You have some of the STL Tone stuff that's out there, the Plini, and a lot of the nameless stuff, and just tons of options that are so close to the real thing. It's hard to tell sometimes against the sim and the amp, the actual real amp, tube amp. Um, Recently, Empire's upgraded, may had an upgrade. And inside this upgrade, I found within our Studio One some new amps, a new look and feel, a new design, different pedals and cabinets, JCM800 rectifiers, some Vox. So it's kind of cool. What I want to do is kind of do a comparison against the Empire stuff that's available now, as well as against some of the new stuff as well that's out, comparable with the JCM100 and the Rectos and stuff. So today, let's take a look at that and see how the new Empire stacks up. I'll be running it through my Studio One. Thanks a lot for subscribing. I've enjoyed all the conversations, so please hit that subscribe button if you'd like to have some more conversations. Let me know what you think. If there's anything else you'd like to see, I'd love to have more discussion on it. I appreciate it, and let's go ahead and take a look. As we go through, you can see now that we have some different choices now. We got a different look and feel to our layout now. It's kind of a little bit of an upgrade. Kind of happy to see that myself. The first thing that you're going to see is the upgrade in the graphics, the way things look. It before was a little bit outdated, to be honest with you. Wasn't exactly I don't know, it wasn't eye catchy, to be honest with you. It was kind of plain. The pedals were kind of uh, they didn't really look like anything that we use today. Today, they, look a lot. Of course, we have the standard names that are, Tube Dreamers and Fat and stuff versus the actual names. But hey, we get it. Big Fizz or Big Fuzz and stuff like that. So, one of the first things that you'll notice that's kind of cool, you can go up here and kind of just select the drop down here to determine what different amps that you would like. You'd see now we have a JCM800, a rectifier that they've added to it, our Vox that they've added, and then some Fender, and then an SVT. So, we've got some similar stuff that they've had before, but a couple of upgrades as well, which is pretty cool. Um, Another thing that's kind of neat, if you click this little thing here, I just kind of found this out recently. It'll change your background, so you can set the background to look a little different. You got the little rock sign there. This right here is going to adjust your view of what you're going to look at. You click on the different range there, you can see the pedals, or you can kind of minimize what you're looking at or maximize. You can click on this button right here, and it's going to take you into the actual amps here, so you can look at the different ones. You can either select the amp from in here, or you can hit the drop down and toggle through. Today we're going to be looking at the JCM800 version that they have here. The rectifier is actually pretty cool. I did a video before recently on the rectifier, not too bad. Today I wanted to kind of test out the JCM100 against Slate's JCM100 to kind of see how they compare. So we'll do a sound comparison here in a second. On your cabinets, you can click on the cabinets here, or you can just do the drop down. What's kind of cool here is a description. If you click on the actual description here or hover over, it'll give you a quick explanation of the different amps that you have available as well. Down here you have your basic controls. It's a pretty simple user interface that's easy to navigate. Basic holds true to the basic, the amp itself. So you can click on the low or high sensitivity for the different amp inputs there. Set your presence, bass, middle, treble, master, and your preamp. Here you can kind of adjust your gain there if you want. For the video today, what I'm going to be using is the Tube Screamer. I've got it set, the drive is down, the level is up. I'm not using the the rat pedal or anything. I have the equalizer set a little bit here. No modulation. We're not using the big fuzz as it's called here. Um, I think that's basically about all the different stuff here. You have a tuner that you can look at, that you can use as well. And then you can click on the different mic settings. This right here, if you start to adjust, you'll see that it will engage different mics, different settings, though that one's turned up. But if you pull this, you'll see the other ones will start to adjust, like this one here. You can kind of adjust the blend of different mics that you have in here. If you click this button over here, it'll actually have an inverse reaction to the other mics. Turn that off, and you can kind of adjust them as you want and increase. So you can blend them that way, or you can click on this and then kind of have it as a, a blended mixture, so that one cuts back as the other one comes up. I'm going to leave that set and leave the mic A turned up, which is your basic SM57, as you can tell by the look of it there. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. I'll be comparing the JCM800 here to what we will have the Slate JCM800. It's very similar. We'll go ahead and let me pull that up so you can kind of see what that is looking like. Okay, within Slate, we'll be looking at their JCM800. You can see here, it'll be a similar, I'm using the same tube screamer that you can see. The settings will be basically very similar. The gain will be similar, the bass, mids, all the different levels I've set are similar. As in the JCM800 on the Ampire, I've got the EQ, but it's almost identical set to the other one. I've got it very flat with just a little bit of a treble boost as well, delay. And the amp that we'll be using on this one is the modern, which is a little closer to the SM57s. I'm sorry, the vintage 30s, as is in the Ampire amp settings as well. So let's go ahead and give it a listen and see how the two sound each other. We'll play a little more of a rock metal version. You'll hear the two different amps, and then you'll hear the blended version as well. So let's go ahead and give it a listen.